You can talk to DSP. DSP is not going to talk to me, guys. You're so dumb.
Hello, everyone out there. My name is Phil Burnell, but I'm greater known to the major
Dude,
part
these
of the
guys
internet
are almost as dumb as Lavloon.
Stop calling her dumb.
as Darkside Phil, or you may know me from my YouTube channel DSP Gaming, which has been in operation since April of 2010. And for the past 12 years on that channel, or 14 years in general on YouTube, I've been an internet content creator
Blues music
that has
sucks.
made gameplay, mostly raw, unedited gameplay with live commentary over it. But over the years, I've made a wide variety of other content, included game reviews, podcasts, and other things.
I don't know.
I am infamous. And what I mean by that is, even though there's a lot of people who like my content and they watch it at face value for what it is,
I really
there's
like Frank
probably-
Sinatra.
Okay, Zarko, listen. We've got shit that we need to get through today. If there are other people here later and you want to hop on and chat with them, then you are...
Well, can you remind me? Because I don't watch the dog shit part of your stream, so I missed like 80% of it.
Gotcha. I'll let you know, okay?
Okay. Have a good one, Steve.
Have fun, buddy.
And so the person who I was many years ago was very rude, crude, constantly doing very irreverent, over-the-top commentary purposefully to try to get a rise out of my viewership. The more ridiculous thing I said, the more attention I would get. And this mentality earned me one of the top spots as a video game commentator on
Wait, is he trying to say it was all a troll for attention?
crude, constantly doing very irreverent, over-the-top commentary purposefully to try to get a rise out of my viewership. The more ridiculous thing I said, the more attention I would get. And so a negative movement started against me called This Is How You Don't Play. Now, this has been well documented. There's been hundreds upon hundreds of videos that have gotten millions of views over the years making fun of me as a video game content creator, rightfully pointing out my flaws, my shortcomings, the things that I was doing wrong, even though a lot of the time that was kind of the joke of the content that I was putting out and the reason why people actually watched said content. These videos highlighted that content in a very negative, one-sided light, essentially making me out to be a buffoon, which in some cases was very accurate. These videos grew in such viral popularity over the course of about a 5-year period that they basically eclipsed anything that I was doing on the internet. People had a lot more fun laughing at me than laughing with me. Now, for the record, I have gone down memory lane this year. I have become a lot more self-aware. I have decided to do a lot of React-style events where I actually directly responded to the criticisms and the things that people have said about me in the past, about how my commentary was so bad and over the top, how basically, those This Is How You Don't plays were pretty accurate criticisms of me and my work at that time, and how basically it led to my decline as an internet content creator. You probably know Darkside Phil as, that guy who's a terrible player on the internet and everyone hates. And this is the origins of where it came from. But I feel that I have changed over the years. I've actively tried to make myself a better person, to change my content.
Okay, so to be clear, the This Is How You Don't Play whatever series is like one thing that DSP is popular for. But the reason why he's like an omega lolcow probably has more to do with like his real life shit than anything relating to his like video game fumbles. Like the fucking no oil changes in 3 years. The fucking him keeping that condo forever that nobody was living in. Him filing bankruptcy and keeping all of his video game stuff only to like be spending thousands of dollars a month on like gacha games, like even till today. Like all of that shit is probably more why he's a lolcow than like the video game stuff. But
to not be anything like what it used to be. And if you were to watch a live gaming stream of mine today in 2022 and compare that with the kind of content that I was doing a decade or more ago, I think you would find a distinct change, improvement, and contrast, because I don't want to be that guy anymore. In 2017, YouTube had an adpocalypse, meaning everyone who was trying to make a living on YouTube based on ad revenue essentially couldn't do it anymore when they lost a lot of their major advertisers. At that point, I changed who I was as a content creator, and I became an interactive streamer. For the last 5.5 years, this has been my focus. And people now who attend my content say, man, it is very different. You know, it's interactive, it's fun, it's meaningful. We feel like we're getting something out of your content that previously you didn't have back in the day. Back in the day, it was about cheap jokes, risque commentary. Today, it's more about actually reviewing a game fairly, meaningfully playing through it and giving a fair and balanced review, actually having meaningful conversations with my audience. And for the most part, it does feel like it's very different when I do content today. And I've said this many times to my audience that I feel like my content today is way more meaningful than it ever was previously. Okay? So why am I telling you all this right now? And what's the purpose of this video?
True.
Here's the thing. At one point, I was infamous on the internet for This Is How You Don't Play. Fair enough. Then I became infamous on the internet in 2016 for accidentally beating off on camera. Now, luckily, nothing was shown. There was absolutely nothing exposed to the internet. It was just me doing my O face. I went viral for it. I very rightfully went viral for it because it was insanely stupid, embarrassing, and it was a low time of my life where I was actually quite depressed, and it was a really stupid thing that happened. I have recovered from that. I'm not affected by it anymore. People make the joke. I'm like, whatever. Here I am 6 years later. I'm still able to make content. I still have a viewer base that cares about what I do. We've all moved on.
I will say, I've said this in the past and I will say it again. DSP has the most fucking unhinged anti-fans on the internet. It is frightening how unhinged the DSP anti-fans are. Holy shit.
On from that. But again, when something like that happens, guess what?
Worse than Wings? I would say worse than Wings, but I don't know Wings as much, so I can't really say that rightfully. But I would say worse than Wings, yeah. Holy fuck.
You gotta live it down forever. And I don't think I ever will live that down. It's
Proof? Here's one thing that I remember his anti-fans doing, okay? Ready? People would claim that DSP's relationships were fake. Someone can tell me if I'm wrong on this, okay? If I'm making this up, but I feel like I followed this fairly closely. People claim that DSP was in a fake relationship with a girl with like red hair or something. And I think they had pictures of her from behind that, from a stream and shit like that. It's like, look at this girl. There was a girl that actually came out on Twitter that was an OnlyFans girl and said, hey, you guys are right. His relationship is fake. He paid me and like I think another girl to pose in pictures for him. And you could go by the Twitter shit. She was an OnlyFans girl, and she was coming out and basically blowing up Phil, saying like, yeah, this guy paid me and this other girl to pretend to be like his fucking, you know, wife and girlfriend and shit. And, you know, DSP came in and was like, oh, well, that's a lie and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, like, they're literally saying it on Twitter. I guess maybe they're making it up. And I think what actually happened was DSP anti-fans had hacked this girl's Twitter account that looked similar to his ex-wife or his ex-girlfriend, and then came on Twitter and started posting stuff about, like, sex toys that he had, and all of it was, like, fucking fake. This actual unhinged shit. There was another guy that I think he pretended to represent Citigroup or something. He managed to get on the phone call for the bankruptcy proceedings for Phil Burnell over here, and was on the phone call pretending to be a creditor in Phil's bankruptcy proceedings. I think he posted on Kiwi Farms or whatever. Like, it's just like insane shit, just like crazy shit. But yeah, I don't know. His anti-fans, I think they're called the Sons of Kojima, right? Like he literally has a group of people that are named.
Always going to be a stigma that's attached to me, okay? But now to the subject matter of what this video is really about. What I have found...
Is he on the level of Chris Chan, though? Phil or his haters? Phil isn't really that bad. He's just kind of cringe. And does some, like... Well, he does some pretty exceptionally stupid stuff financially, but, like, the level of hatred is probably not warranted.
Is that in the last several years, there has been a major shift of attention and a major shift of attitude towards me. While some people are willing to see that I have changed as a content creator and a person, and are willing to actually check out my content at face value and give it a shot. And I've actually had so many people over the last several years who say, hey, I used to be a major critic. I used to be a major person who hated on you on the internet. But now that I've actually given you a shot and I realize how different you are, that you have matured and grown and changed over the years, and that your content is very different, I actually will give it a shot and watch some of it, and some people actually become fans. Excuse me. Now, the major focus of the negativity towards me on the internet seems to be absolutely nothing to do with my content. Okay?
Okay.
People have taken it upon themselves, because apparently there's just not that much dramatic stuff going on my streams or my content anymore, to try to intrude upon my personal life. And in the last few years, I've been down on my luck in a lot of different ways. Okay? Bad financial decisions over the 14-year course that I've been a content creator forced me to take some actions to protect myself and my family and my future. You know, notably, a few years ago, I declared bankruptcy, and I had to. There was no way that I was ever going to get out of the financial problems that I was in unless I did so. And when that happened, a lot of information went public, because bankruptcy is a public thing, records get posted, etc. And ever since that happened, people took it upon themselves to try to intrude into my private life. You guys have no idea how bad this has gotten. People trying to impersonate me all over the internet, committing identity theft and fraud, people trying to slander me in ways that I never fathomed just because they have a little bit of information. The way I like to put it is this: people take a little nugget of truth, and then they basically post on so much bullshit, so much conspiracy, so much negative twist and toxicity, that it then becomes a giant ball of crap. There is a little nugget of truth in the middle of it, but so many people on the internet have found it a memeable thing to just hate on Phil Burnell or Darkside Phil, that they don't care if only that nugget is true or the giant ball of crap is true. To them, as long as they can say something negative about me, they're in on the joke. And what's happened is, in the last few years, you have such an insanely large amount of people saying negative things about me on the internet that are not factually true, but possibly based on a tiny nugget of truth, that there are now a large group of people out there who just believe the bullshit. This has been incredibly hard for me, because I'm trying to maintain a business. I'm trying to maintain a positive atmosphere for the people who do like my content and don't care about this stuff that should very well be left behind the scenes and has nothing to do with anything that I put out on the internet. But yet, every day I get told, did you hear that this person said this about you? Did you hear that this person made a video about you? And now the real reason that I'm making this video today is because in recent weeks and or months, in particular for some reason this year of 2022, there have been major YouTubers as well as journalistic sites that seem to have covered slanderous and defamatory material about me as fact. I'm here to tell you, not only is all of the things that they say about me mostly wrong, okay? No one once has ever reached out to me and said, hey, Phil, can we get your side of the story? Can we get a rebuttal to the negativity that people say about you on the internet? No one. These people would rather roll with the memes, get clickbait views and popularity and attention for themselves on the internet, and they think that they are just immune to any kind of repercussions for it. Now, for the most part, they're right, because I'm just one guy. I don't own a giant team of businesses. I don't make a lot of money where I can lawyer up and try to protect myself against all of this really negative, toxic stuff said about me on the internet. In fact, there's so many people saying this about me at once, I would have to have a team of lawyers suing everyone at once. It would be insane. It would never work, okay? For the most part, I keep my mouth shut. I just stay here in my lane on my channel, DSP Gaming, and I just make content for myself. And then people watch it and enjoy it, and it's just made for, I like to call it a curated fan base. This is content very much for people who want to see the style of content that I make, and for no one else. I have no aspirations to grow humongous. I have no aspirations to be
Among Us?
I just like doing what I do because it was my hobby before it ever was my job, and that's all I ever wanted to do, is be able to love what I do for a living, and I do. But when daily, at this point, there's another major YouTube channel coming out and putting me into one of their toxic countdowns of negative YouTubers and things like that. And when I see what they say, all right, it's one thing if they're saying, oh, this is how you don't play. You're right. That's well-documented fact. That happened. It's public.
Okay, hold on. I have time. Hold on. We'll do this. Okay, I don't understand. Okay, I have a circuit here. It's reading 99. Sam Hyde vid about your take on his career. Man, it's crazy to think how much Sam Hyde f***ed his life up. It's got to be one of the worst f***up stories of like artistic history. He actually got his own show on Adult Swim, which I would argue birthed the whole genre of like ironic comedy.
Brian, Tyler, thank you for coming, man. Peanut Arbuckle. All right, Peanut Arbuckle. Thanks for calling Brian.
They call me Peabody. They call me Peanut Arbuckle.
The secret name that only me and Jasper will call this is Mark.
Your secret name, it will be known only to me.
What am I? It was just a clip?
And the only I will call you is Tinas.
Yeah, he had like the dream job.
You ever miss it? Hell no. We were locked into a 6-year contract at Adult Swim for $80,000 a year, roughly. It probably ultimately wouldn't worth to stay on TV, but those guys at Adult Swim, they make money by advertising. That's why you see Eric Andre in the Verizon commercials. It's because he has to be in a Verizon commercial. Right. Because Adult Swim is not paying him enough. For the Jackass movie? Yeah, and they're like doing tours. Tim and Eric doing live tours in addition to...
When he said 80,000 a year, was that per person or for the entire like studio?
making a show.
And then he lost it because he's a alt-right Nazi dude. I think Adult Swim was trying to renew the show, and then I think Turner ultimately canceled it on him because the guy is like super dug into like alt-right anti-Jewish conspiracy. How did he get exposed as a Nazi? I don't remember how he got exposed as a Nazi, okay? You're watching Destiny, okay? So when I say Nazi, okay, I don't use that word lightly, all right?
The first issue being your definition.
Whoa, hold on. I do remember, and I think I said it in that fucking, I think I said it in that very stream. Now, I don't remember how it got exposed in terms of how it got leaked, but there was the Sam Hyde phone call with the journalist where he said that, like, the Jews were trying to cancel his show. I'm pretty sure I specifically said that. No? Does anybody remember this phone call? We could go and look it up. I don't know. Now, I guess, like, I don't know if he's actually a Nazi, but holy fuck, that call was insane. Fuck, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Oh wait, was it this? Oh, an hour and 30-minute thing. Jesus Christ. But I'm pretty sure that was the thing that kicked off like all of his cancellation shit.
Definition of Nazi. Even if we are to go by your definition of Nazi, Nick Fox, really, words.
If I would like
antisemitism. Well,
Hitler, tutorial.
When you
like, up, hide it, be a crypto nut. Okay, don't be outward about it. Why would you be so fucking stupid? Oh my god, this guy is like actually like at the like bare minimum like alt-right, if not like a
spiritual and twin. Calling him
a joke. Black guy pushing the bold words. This is the Reddit says like
using and
belief. Oh, there was also the donation to Stormfront too. Yeah, like bro, like Jesus. Okay. But I don't think, even the donation to Stormfront, I don't think was as big a deal as that phone call that leaked. That phone call was just like, to Sam not like, you know, I have no idea. I think Sam is funny as fuck. But like, he's got it, if he's grown at all, I'm pretty sure, I would hope that he would admit retrospectively, like, oh shit, like, maybe a big mistake.
Mr. Shadow Legend, I gotta be honest with you. I don't even know what fascism is.
Oh, the phone call wasn't a leak. He posted a video of his side of the call. Okay, I guess he posted himself. Academics knows I'm talking about you and socialism.
Okay. So then I ask you, right? Because, you know, and by the way, I like watching both of y'all because I think y'all rational, and I see a lot of.
He is not rational. He is not even remotely rational. But anyway, let's.
All right.
Oh, son, you're so fucking stupid, bro. Jesus Christ.
So when you're also kind of borderline teetering on what would most people say is socialism, my guy. Like,
wait, what? Let me tell you something about myself then. yeah. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I don't think that the capitalist organization of the economy is adequate. We don't need to have that conversation. But
there's no way you believe in that. Hey, listen, I'm one of the biggest pocket watchers ever known to man. Like, I've already summed you up in what you make. And I sum up rappers, I sum up entertainers. Look, my guy Kai, I just did a whole little rap sheet of his thing.
Socialism is not a poverty cult. You don't have to be poor to be socialist, even though you can still advocate for those who are less fortunate than you. Russell Brand once famously said,
majority for luxuries just to improve the lives of other people who may not be.
Okay.